What is your will, my master?
Hey, what's up, Alex? Quick demo video for you for your 89 Sabers Maul. Obviously, I've got these broke down in individual sabers right now, but they do come with a coupler right here that you can put on the end and make this a complete staff. I've only got one 7/8 inch blade, and that's what these take. So we're just going to go over these individually. And I'll put your coupler over here so I don't forget it. They're both installed as Cfx boards. They're both 2-button setups. So your activation is here, the red one, and then your auxiliary is back here. You've got CC Sabers in there for lit PCBs. And then how you get to everything is you want to take these back two switches off, just unscrew them entirely. They're just dummy switches that hold on either the pommel or the coupler. All right, so we'll take both of those off. Once you do that, this pommel slides right off like that. And then you want to come over here from the emitter. Try not to push on the pins. Just push on the side of the PCB. You just want to push it out just a hair. That chassis will pop out and you can pull it out just like that. And then here's your chassis. You got a 28mm Smuggler's Outpost Elite speaker in both of them. This is it's the same setup on each of them, right? Your Cfx board right here. You can get to your SD card. Pop it in and out with your finger just like that. You never have to move the board. It is just a snap fit down. And then you've got two separate NeoPixel accents. You got one here and then one here, right? And then you've got your power and your auxiliary tactile switches over on the other side. Let's talk about the Saber real quick. We'll go over one side, and I did the same thing to the other side, right? Those NeoPixel accents in your chassis, they light up this guy right here, and they light up this window right here. But these are hollow when they come to me. And the kit comes with some LEDs, some LED diodes that look like this. It's meant to be put in from the underside, and so that it could light that up. But if you do that, you won't be able to have a removable chassis. So what I do is I take this LED. I cut the legs off, and I cut all of the metal part, the whole bottom part off, so I'm just left with the lens, and I glue that right down in there, so it's not a gaping hole for you. It actually looks like, that it's got a lens in there, that it was meant to go there. And I did that for both sides. And I took this guy off and this screw off. I cut half the threads off, and then I put it back so that it wouldn't get in the way of the chassis going in and out of the Saber. Okay, so put a battery in this guy real quick. So once you got a battery in here, you just want to make sure that your switches are facing upwards so that they line up properly. If you don't have this lined up properly, the chassis won't go in, so you'll know if it's wrong. And then you can there's a space on the back of the chassis to push with your finger. You can push it all the way in. And then we'll come over here and we'll put the pommel on, and we'll need to put those dummy switches back on too. It just takes a second to do. So once you've got that, you've got these two screwed back in. This pommel's not going anywhere, and this chassis is locked in place between the emitter and the pommel, right? So we can come over here and we can hit activation. See your LEDs going? Plenty loud. We'll throw a blade in. They both take 7/8 inch blade. So we'll throw that in real quick. Probably won't need to use your blade retention. This is a pretty snug fit. If you do need to use it though, you know, it's right there on both of them, right? Good flash on clash. Just like that. We'll turn this light back on and take the blade out of this guy. We'll go over the other one. They both just have the stock font package on them right now. I didn't do anything with them. I did, however, let's take this chassis out real quick. Although your side NeoPixel accents are mimicking your blade, I did wire the data line to LS2 on the board. So what does that mean, right? So that means the latest firmware that CFX just came out with. I just took that that pommel out, and I'm gonna push it again with my finger and try to talk while I'm doing this. The latest firmware that CFX just came out with has a pixel sequencer, so you could program these things to do something different than your blade. So that it has the ability to do that because that's how I wired it for you. I just programmed it right now to mimic your blade. So if you want to look into the pixel sequencer, it's actually pretty cool, and you can do a lot of different stuff with these two. So I just wanted to make sure you had that option, just in case you ever wanted to dive into it. But if you don't, they'll just match your blade, right? So I'm just gonna screw these back into the handle so I don't forget them. Lock this pommel back down. So we tested that guy. We'll come over here and we'll test this guy, right? Same thing. So we'll take this out too real quick. Pommel comes out the same way. You push this out in the same fashion, and this guy will slide right out for you just like that, same as the other one. It does have the lenses in it too from the tops of the LEDs that I glued in there for you. Okay, so we'll put a battery in this guy too. And we'll throw this into the saber. You're only going to get right here if you don't have it lined up properly. So if you get it lined up properly, from there, it'll go right in. And then we'll just push it right in. And let me screw these dummy buttons on too. A little bit of a process, but no biggie, right? So we'll come back over here. We'll hit activation. Wake the board up. Get your LEDs firing up. See your LEDs over here firing up too. And we'll throw a blade in this guy too. Because the blade socket is so tight with my blade, I just like to turn it on. So as I'm pushing the blade down, as soon as I know I make contact, I stop so I don't ruin anything. That's just how I like to do it. But get to your sound fonts on each of these. Just hold down your auxiliary.
Sound bank selection.
Nightfall.
Cycle through the buttons.
Crystal focus.
Nebula.
Grammy.
Off. Revolt. Shadow. Report unleashed. Your repelling crystal.
When you find one you like, just hold a button down.
Your overconfidence will be your undoing.
If you want to change color, just hold down aux and twist your wrist. And now you can just twist, you can cycle through different colors. And so you can see how I said these accents are mimicking your blade because it's a green blade and you've got green accents. Or you could just cycle through all of these until you find something that you like. Say we like that blue, we'll just tap a button. So now we've got a blue blade and we've got blue accents. Just like that. This is a solid blade. If you want to change your blade effect, again, hold down Aux and twist your wrist, but then this time keep the button held down. Keep holding it. Now we can twist again and cycle through some different blade effects. Some of them pick up, a little bit better on camera than others. Or just rotate the saber until you find something that you like. This has a slight flicker to it, so I'll just tap the power button. You'll hear that noise. So now we've got that blue blade. It's got a trace when it's got a trace also when it ignites, right? And then it's got that flicker. I'll turn this off. I want to turn the light on to explain these switches real quick. So on each of these, your power and your auxiliary, these are adjustable. So the more you tighten them, the less travel they'll have, right? So they're pretty dialed in right now, but they do turn easy. So if you ever find that you hit this switch and it's not actually hitting your tactile, just try to loosen it a tad and give it some more travel, right? See how it's working now? But if I tighten it up too much and I try to hit it, nothing happens. So I got to back it up a little bit, find that sweet spot, which is right there, right? And that's the same on both of them, right? So we'll take this blade out too. Super tough. And then I'll take this battery out off camera. But that's basically your Maul saber. Let me know if you got any questions, and if not, this guy will go out to you first thing Monday morning. All right, thanks.